I like the community because everybody in the community comes from different backgrounds. There's nobody who just was born a Salesforce admin. First joined the military, I was a boatswain mate. So boatswain mates deal with navigation of the ship. So I was the guy driving the ship. They dealt with preservation of the ship, the people and the team that made sure the ship looks beautiful. So I ran a team who dealt with cleaning the ship, running maintenance on life-saving equipment, and preservation to make sure everybody's safe and everything ran top shape. From there, I did a career pivot because as much as I had fun, that wasn't the job for me. So I did a career pivot and I became a legalman. A legalman is a United States Navy paralegal, so I worked as a paralegal for the JAG Corps during my time there so that I could become a better paralegal. I obtained my paralegal studies degree and I was office manager for a defense office with a team of about 20 individuals. From that time, got out the military because I want to be more involved in my children's life. I have three children, two girls and a boy, 7, 5, and 3. From there, I finished my degree in computer science. I thought that would launch me off into a new career. No, not at all. If anything, it made it harder. Yes, sir. There are programs via the U.S. Chambers of Commerce that help vets utilize their skills to get into the workforce and corporate workforce. So, Hiring Our Heroes has different programs. The one that I'm using is the Salesforce Fellowship Program, which will allow me to, which allows vets to apply, get do interviews with companies who are willing to host freshers and vets to become Salesforce administrators, analysts, and consultants. So Hiring Our Heroes is a Salesforce partner, and via them, for 12 weeks, I will work with my host company, White Label Group, learn the necessary skills, and then after that 12 weeks, I will be able to obtain my official job offer. My mentor introduced me to Salesforce. He told me to check out VetForce, to try the trails and see if I'm interested. Fell in love with it. I know we spoke about in the mock interview. I ran through the trails the month or two, did all the admin trail. I took my exam and completely bombed it because as much as fun as I was having, I learned almost nothing. I kept pushing so I can like actually understand what I'm doing. I looked at what I failed on, and then I became certified. But it's the same thing. I believe that a certification was that big milestone that would help me get a job. Absolutely not. Even with a certification, I looked out for volunteer experience, and a lot of companies still wanted experience and a certification to get volunteer experience, so I can get volunteer experience for a job. So obviously, multiple roadblocks I've ran into there. First off, obviously financial. You always want an art return on investment on anything you do. So I had a reservation of what if I don't get hired and I do lose money and waste my time. And I think that was the biggest reservation. Everybody has that self doubt of what if this doesn't work? Why should this work? And I think those were cleared out with once joining scene, first the team, you have all these people searching towards the same goal. You see all the testimonials, and you don't really lose anything, even if you, by the small chance, you don't get a job in the 6 months mark. The network is so big, something's going to happen, something's going to fall through, and you don't really lose anything by the knowledge you gained for that time. If anything, everything you've learned and the revamp and all the skills you learned paid for itself. The job is just the icing on the cake. It helped me out a lot because first there was a lot I wasn't doing. I think the first big milestone was the LinkedIn. I had a LinkedIn, but it was nothing like what it was now. The connections were nowhere close, and the revamp that the team provided to me made a huge difference. That allowed me to connect with so many people. Bradley and you both emphasized getting involved in the ecosystem, speaking to people, making connections. I honestly didn't know what that meant, but the program, for me, I like checklists. The program was so clear and concise that I didn't second guess it too much. I know looking at it after I paid my first time, I looked at the modules. I was like, is this it? But as I went through the modules and hit those certain checkpoints, everything happened exactly how you said it would. I had the opportunity to join the 60K in 6 months group, which was, they had so much information. Me, I like to look for information. So I was able to search, talk to people, and figure things out. I had the opportunity to finally connect on LinkedIn. Via LinkedIn, I was able to connect with a lot of different people. And what that gave me opportunity to was resources and to actually start getting interviews. And to me, I thought that was the end all be all. Getting interviews, a absolute roadblock. I was either very, very underqualified and I wasn't sure why I was being interviewed, or it was a lot more technical than I thought, and I wasn't able to relay the information I knew. The next step of the process was the volunteer project. And the learning curve on that project was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I thought y'all were going to walk us through this, like the modules. Absolutely not. I learned a lot and I was able to translate a lot of the information I received and I was learning through my certification and learning into actual words. And that made the biggest difference moving forward. Yes, and I think Bradley said it best and he sort of helped me realize. He said, and I remember this, he said if you end up getting a job 2 weeks earlier, the program paid for itself. And I know for me, I look at all these opportunities, but they have been there without the program. Yes, but I would have dropped the ball on every single one. Actually, all of them wouldn't have been there. I know Hire My Heroes would have been there, but I would have not been selected. I know that 100%. Because I know they had when I applied and all the objectives they gave me as far as connections, all the recommendations they gave me. I looked down the list. I'm like, wow, I'm already doing it, and it made things easier. My perspective is a little different because I came in already certified. But one thing I would have told myself was to actually come in because I think the study groups, I did everything the hard way. I think the study groups y'all provide and the team atmosphere would have helped me a lot better. I would tell anybody listening to this is like, don't waste your time second guessing. I saw the 5 day challenge after I was already enrolled. I would recommend just do the 5 day challenge and get the ball running. You have nothing to lose. I would tell people that you do have to work, but with this program it guides you. So there's no confusion on if your time is being utilized correctly. And then connections. I would tell people not only with just the program, but with the community. Once you have that LinkedIn, I think people miss the value in making all the connections you can. That's one thing I didn't understand when I first joined. I'm like, there is no misconnection when there is a connection. The worst somebody can do is not allow you to follow them. And if they do that, that's okay. But connect with people, join any information session you can, try to get as much value out of everything you do. And reach out. Because I know just same with you, but Bradley responded to every question I had. Some were, he said there's no dumb question, but realistically, some were dumb questions, but they provided the clarity I needed to move forward and get the answer I needed or pointing me in the right direction. So the same skills you'll need as a in any job position. Ask the questions. If you're confused, reach out and continue to move forward, whether you hit a roadblock or not. When I joined the program, I guess my time was more focused. I put in countless hours before I joined the program. Once I joined, kids went to bed at 8, so from 8 to 12 every night, I was working, if not longer, if I got caught up on the super badge. I was up in the morning for my volunteer project meetings. I was working on the weekends. Work is required. I saw all the other testimonials, and everybody said it just happened so quick, and I believe that's the truth. They call luck is there's no such thing as luck. Luck is being prepared for the opportunity that comes around. And I saw everybody getting these opportunities. Me personally, I came in this program with no expectations. I know this is a tool, but again, it's a product. So with every product, there are business expectations, but my expectations have to be, I guess, more realistic or open so that I can concentrate on the task in front of me. So for everything to move the way it did, it was because I was ready for the opportunity and I knew what I needed. So being able to reach out for help from the team, from everybody who's already been in, and all the past members definitely made the difference.